Anissa Dahibasa. So today I will going to discuss to you about the topic the linear models of curriculum development. So what is linear? Linear is a term used for models whose steps proceed in a more or less sequential, straight line from beginning to end. First, stating objectives, selecting learning experiences, organizing learning experience, and the last is evaluation. Curriculum development can be defined as the process of planning, implementing, and evaluating curriculum that ultimately results in a curriculum plan. So one example of this is the Ralph Tyler's model. Ralph Tyler published more than 700 articles and 16 books, best known for the basic principles of curriculum and instruction, which is based on the 8-year study. Tyler posits the problem with education is that educational programs lack unmistakably defined purposes. In his book, Taylor presented the concept that curriculum should be dynamic, a program under constant evaluation and revision. Curriculum had always been thought of as a static, set program, and in an era preoccupied with student testing. He offered the innovative idea that teachers and administrators should spend as much time evaluating their plans as they do assessing their students. Since then, basic principles of curriculum and instruction has been a standard reference for anyone working with curriculum development. Although not a strict how-to guide, the book shows how educators can critically approach curriculum planning, studying progress, and retooling when needed. Its four sections focus on setting objectives, selecting learning experiences, organizing instruction, and evaluating progress. Readers will come away with a firm understanding of how to formulate educational objectives and how to analyze and adjust their plans so that students meet the objectives. Taylor also explains that curriculum planning is a continuous, cyclical process, an instrument of education that need to be fine-tuned. This emphasis on thoughtful evaluation has kept basic principles of curriculum and instruction a relevant, trusted companion for over 60 years. Taylor's straightforward recommendations are sound and effective tools for educators working to create a curriculum that integrates national objectives with their students' needs. The Tyler model is one of the best known models for curriculum development, known for the special attention it gives to the planning phases. Deductive for it proceeds from general, examining the needs of society for example, to the specific, specifying instructional objectives. Tyler recommends that curriculum planners identify general objectives by gathering data from three sources. First, the learners, second, contemporary life outside the school, and the third is subject matter. After identifying numerous general objectives, the planners refine them by filtering them through two screens. First, the philosophical screen, second, the psychological screen. In the Taylor model, the general objectives that successfully pass through the two screens become what are now popularly known as instructional objectives. Curriculum objectives indicate both behavior to be developed and area of content to be applied. Taylor's has a four fundamental questions. First, what educational purposes should the school seek to attain? Second, what educational learning experiences can be provided that are likely to attain these purposes? Third, Third, how can these educational experiences be effectively organized? And the fourth, how can we determine whether these purposes are being attained? So, first, what educational purposes should the school seek to attain? Studies of the learners themselves as a source of educational objectives. Second, studies of contemporary life outside the school. Third, suggestions about objectives from subject specialists. Fourth, the use of philosophy in selecting objectives. Fifth, the use of a psychology of learning in selecting objectives. And the last, stating objectives in a form to be helpful in selecting learning experiences and in guiding teaching. Second, how can learning experiences be selected, which are likely to be used in attaining these objectives? So, first, meaning of the term learning experience. Second, general principles in selecting learning experiences. Third, illustrations of the characteristics of learning experiences useful in attaining various types of objectives. Third, how can learning experiences be organized for effective instruction? So, first, what is meant by organization? Second, criteria for effective organization. Third, elements to be organized. Fourth, organizing principles. Fifth, the organizing structure. And the last, the process of planning a unit of organization. The fourth, how can the effectiveness of learning experiences be evaluated? So, the need for evaluation. Second, basic notions regarding evaluation. Evaluation procedures, using the results of evaluation, and other values and uses of evaluation procedures. So, those are the principles that we need to consider in order to answer the four fundamental questions of Tyler's model. So, the strengths of Tyler's model is clearly stated objectives a good place to begin. It involves the active participation of the learner and a simple linear approach for the development of behavioral objectives. In summary, Tyler identified three curricular sources in addition to these four questions: the society, students, and subject matter. As a result, curriculum developers must carefully examine various sources in order to design a curriculum. Tyler also emphasized the necessity of education philosophy and learning psychology in assessing the curriculum's objectives. Okay, so that's all our topic for today's morning.